Hey guys, this is a follow-up video after we've assembled our frame. I wanted to show you the different components of the hive that we received. Um, let's get to it. Alright, so what you see here is the deep box that I assembled, and then on the left side, or this guy, is the medium. So it turns out this hive had two deeps and one medium, which can be used as a super on top of the two deep boxes that came with it. Um, Supposedly, after you have a good hive and you have approximately two deep boxes on top, and they're full of brood, and the hive is doing good, and there's a lot of bees, preferably in spring. I started a little bit late this year, end of May, so I might not see any honey this year or even use that box. But let's get to it. This is how the assembled one looks. Um, you can see this is very nice. This is the waxed side. I did not put any glue, or I didn't put any um, nails on this side, but I nailed every single one of those. And then I went ahead and assembled all my frames together with all the pieces that you saw earlier in the video. This is on the top, and you choose two of those and you put them inside here. Then you put the foundation for the brood, and it is um, in black because once the bees come and work on it and they build up the wax on it, which this is covered with natural beeswax to begin with, um, and they start laying eggs, it's easier for you to look it up like this or under the light of the sun and see if you have eggs laid or brood or anything like that easy. That's why brood boxes have a black foundation, because it's easier. You could use any type of foundation, it's just they think that it's easier to see how the queen is laying and where has it laid its eggs on a black surface. And so I used some of the nails right here um, uh, to go inside of this one, and then I ended up using a stapler on these corners. If you do leave it open, it might unassemble when you're trying to put it in the hive and dealing with all the bees, so it's easier to do this. But if you don't want to do that and you put it, the bees will go to work and uh, put some wax in here and close it down. And bees don't like spaces, so they'll work it out and fix it. And here's the simple stapler that I used to staple those guys. So eventually, while I was opening the box, I didn't know exactly what was going on, but I ended up having 20 of those frames, two of these boxes, and one of those super boxes. I call them super because they go on top of the brood box, kind of like this. And the frames are of course smaller, and the foundation is yellow. This is nothing to do with the bees, this is just for us. um, Once you are ready to put this super box for the bees to make honey into, you put the queen excluder between the brood boxes and the honey super, so that the queen doesn't come up and lay eggs in your honey. That's the only reason where you would put a queen excluder here. Um, the rest of the rest of the hive is actually in my backyard currently. I'll go and show you. It has bees already in it, but you'll see the bottom board and just one deep box. I've used 3 of those frames, and then the nuke I bought had 5 frames, and then I placed a feeder inside of it that takes the place of 2 frames for the bees, which I filled with sugar syrup 1-1. So I'll take you there in a minute to see um, the whole thing. all assembled. And eventually, once I do my first and second inspections, if the bees are doing great and there's a lot of brood going on, I will add this box on top so that they build this with brood as well. I don't expect to put any honey supers now because it's not gonna happen for me this year. I need my hive to be strong enough for winter, and then coming into spring will start laying again. The brood numbers will go up, and possibility of adding a honey super and splitting into a different hive next year uh, might get me some honey. But for this year, I see this box going on in about a week or two, depending on my bees. So I'll take you there to see what goes underneath these guys and how would this Hoover hive look all together assembled. All right, guys. So as you see, this is the cover, the top cover on the box, and this is the bottom brood box. And as you see underneath it, there's the bottom board. This is where the bees come out and in, bring the pollen and the nectar and everything else. I raised it with a couple of pressure treated wood underneath some of these bricks, and I worked on the area to be as flat as possible and as linear as possible so that the frame would be straight and not tilted in any ways. And then I placed another pressure treated wood that doesn't rot in rain, and then I put the bottom board on it, and then I put the brood box, and then the cover, and then the telescoping cover that you see on there. And that's how it looks right now with the bees all coming in and out.